get that paper to throw in the bank and then I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm out here grinding all day. Yeah, quit popping shit if it's not to my face. I'm busy stacking it up in the bank. Yeah, look, count it up.
Hey, yo, what's going down? I'm OD, and this is SlumpedSessions, the show that is the culture. We out here, fresh off the coronavirus, still staying socially distant. You know, we got about maybe 4 feet in between us, maybe.
Back
hey, we gonna have. We're in a small studio. We can't get too far apart, but we're here, man. The one, the only, all the way from Oklahoma, Deezy.
What's happening?
Hey. All the way from Oklahoma, man. I ain't never talked to nobody from Oklahoma.
Not never. But we here, though. We here. We in the building, and we making it happen. So, what's good with you?
Hey, man, let's start it out with who is Deezy, man?
I'm, like he said, I go by Deezy. I'm originally from Dallas. I'm a hip-hop artist. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm just all around dope. That's really that's really what it is. But I'm like I said, I'm originally from Dallas, but I stay in Oklahoma City now, and that's where we got it popping at. So that's what we repping.
That's crazy that you say you're an artist, but you're also an entrepreneur, because I feel like a lot of artists don't consider themselves entrepreneurs, or they're not on the business side or anything. They just want to put out music, but it's a music business. How do you see?
Well, I mean, not even just music. Like, I invest in real estate. Looking at other business ventures that I can, build wealth in, and funnel that into what I do. Because while music is what I primarily want to do, the music business, it might take you a minute to really start making a lot of money off of this shit. Like, you really got to pop off on it. So I've never been one to sink all my eggs into one basket, and I'm trying to build this shit up in multiple different avenues. So I definitely consider myself an entrepreneur in that I own real estate, and I'm continuing to acquire more. I'm looking at other ways that I can build funds and finances and shit like that. So.
And even the longevity in music is not always there. So some people, whenever they're done with music, they have to have that. Right. A lot of artists, you see them go into acting and other areas that they might be invested in. My bad. Like different products and stuff.
Yeah, different products. Like, they might have clothing lines. They might have
some get into apps and
like little shit like that. Yeah. So I like I said, I'm not trying to lock myself into one avenue. I'm looking at other things that I can build around what I'm doing, and even within this, getting I just had my first sponsorship for the project that I did recently, and just building things like that where I have different avenues of income coming in, and I'm not just focusing just on doing music. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's good. I mean, I definitely think music is always good, and it's always a good expression. But I think, like you said, not putting your eggs in one basket is always the best thing to do.
Look, the music is the passion. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That whether that makes money or not, like, I'm still gonna want to do that, but you still got to make money at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, you got to make your money.
Yeah.
So you say you're originally from Dallas, man. When did you actually move out of there?
I think I was 19, 20.
Oh, so okay, you were like older.
I grew up in Dallas, like, all the way. That's the stomping grounds. That's where I came up. You know what I'm saying? That's where we was freestyling in the streets. That's where we was slanging the CDs. That's where we was doing all that shit. So. But moving to Oklahoma City, it was definitely a different environment.
I'm sure.
I didn't know anybody out there. So I remember when I first moved out there, everybody, like, niggas from Oklahoma was like, yo, you from Dallas? Like, the fuck you want to move to Oklahoma for?
Yeah.
I was like, nigga, I don't, goddammit. but it took me a while to really lock into the scene out there and what was going on. But I feel like once I really took it on and really embraced it, I got a lot of love out there. So, Oklahoma is really where everything elevated for me beyond just.
It was like the next step for
so
Deezy.
Like, beyond just being like, oh, I rap and, I got a mixtape. Like, that's where I've been on the radio multiple times. I've opened for major artists. I've had major opportunities out there, and just really grown a fan base there to where, you know, it's almost like family. So, you know what I'm saying?
What is like a main difference kind of between Oklahoma and Dallas? I mean, other than it being Dallas, such a big city.
I mean, Dallas, for one, Dallas is a city I hate. Like, people tell you that. I'm sure you heard that shit.
I've actually heard
it's
that.
It's not
before.
a lot of like cohesiveness there. You know what I'm saying? People really just do their own thing. If you're not locked in with a team or a clique down there, like, niggas just really don't show you love like that. And, you know, at the time that I was really out there hustling and trying to push my brand and everything, I probably thought I was doing more than I really was doing, but having the know-how and the knowledge that I have now, I really wasn't moving like that. So
you like to think you were, but I mean,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. When you out there and you sell, you know, I was selling CDs. Like, I was selling the mixtapes for $10 a pop. We was at the gas stations. We was at Traders Village. We was, you know, we was out there, but it's a different feeling when you have the recognition beyond just selling.
Yeah.
You know, you beyond just selling a mixtape. Now, you know, I could go somewhere and people be like, "Oh, I heard you on the radio." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole different fucking feeling where people just recognize you beyond you just running up like, "Hey, I got this mixtape, nigga. I'm dope." Like,
it's a hard sell. I mean, back in the day, it was a little bit.
I was selling them hoes.
It's hard whenever you're out there trying to sell. Man, I've had so many people try to sell me CDs back in the day, and
I was selling the shit out of them hoes though.
Luckily, I'm somebody who really loves music, and I would actually take them, or I'd listen to them. But I mean, nowadays in such a digital platform, I mean, we were really just talking about it.
People not going to copy your shit most of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, as an artist, and I do want to say this, like, I do feel like it is essential to still have that. Not necessarily like, don't go buy 1,000 CDs. But you know, when you do live shows and you're out, there are people that like to have that physical copy still. There's people that just like to support you, and you know, I still sell CDs. Like, I don't carry a lot of them, but I still keep them on me just in case. So like, when I set up my merch table, like, the shit look nice. I got my shirts, I got CDs. I'm adding other types of merch right now that people can cop. So, you know, I will say, don't count that shit out, because you can still definitely make you a little grip off of that shit.
You could definitely still sell some CDs, but I wouldn't say
don't go
buying 1,000.
Somebody ran up on me the other day. He was like, "Man, I just bought 1,000 CDs." I was like, "Why? Like, you just wasted a bunch of money right now."
I think the time and the effort to actually printing out 1,000 CDs, you can put your stuff online for so much easier.
You really can, and it's way more affordable. And I mean, the return may not be as immediate, but if you really pushing your content and what you do, you should see some return. Like,
and from somebody like you who's actually been selling CDs, going in from pretty much the transition of having everything online.
Yeah,
you see that immediate return that you were getting from the CDs, and then now you have to go to the streaming money. What is that like, kind of from the? I
mean, streaming money is not shit.
No, it's true.
But you know, it's something. It's better than, you know, oh, I'm a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I push my content. I put, you know, money behind my marketing, and I see a return. I'm getting paid to do shows. I'm getting paid for features. So, you know, over time it pays off. So I feel like it's more worth it than just being like, oh, I'm gonna be cheap and I'm gonna just keep pushing these CDs, because it's no.
Or I'm gonna just keep pushing my SoundCloud
link. Like, I mean, but really, like, I've always been one to, you know, like I said, I look at the return. So I may have to sacrifice a little bit now, but in the long run, it's gonna be better for me and what I can get out of it. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely see you as somebody who is somewhat of a perfectionist. You putting your money behind.
Sure.
You put your money behind. You invest in your craft, and I can see it through just your music, because it's great quality.
Appreciate that. That's big shout out to my producer Reggie Ganther with 778 Music Group. He's the only producer that I will record my official content with. You he's been in the game for a long time. He's worked with a lot of artists, and he's a perfectionist, and he's an asshole. So,
well, that's what you want.
That's what I want. I don't want to go in the studio and have a yes man with me.
Exactly.
I want somebody that's gonna be 100% honest with me and be like, "Yo, this shit was dope. Let's make it better."
This isn't it.
Or that shit motherfucking trash, and he's that person that will tell you that shit is trash. So
hey, shout out to you.
Shout out my dude Reggie, bro. That's my bro.
You putting out some quality stuff, and then also, I mean, with your videos and stuff, that's another aspect that I feel like a lot of people don't put a lot into.
Yeah, I mean, with that, I really wanted to level up with this project that just came out, the Aporia project. And do something different. Like I didn't, you always see people with the videos where they got their niggas with them and they holding their pistols up. This was a story. Yeah, I really wanted to do something different, something cinematic, and I linked up with Image Line Studios. They're super dope. They liked the idea, so we worked together. And then, like I said, we had a sponsor. Shout out Crow's Nest Barbecue. They sponsored the project, and we just made something dope happen. So
I was watching it, and I even had to go back. I was like, okay, wait, I missed something in this story. I went back, and I was like, okay. And then I started rewatching it, and I watched it already, like, I don't know how many times. Just over the past, like, week that we were talking that we were going to be doing this interview. But it's crazy that it is a storyline. It's not just random videos for random songs. They all kind of go together.
It all I wanted it all to make sense, and that was, I think, in hindsight, like trying to put it together. When you pre-plan and you try and get everything together, but you until it's all like there, you're like, okay, well, we missed this. Let's go back and add this and make sure it all makes sense. So I think this was probably my most challenging project. Just like taking on new things, trying to make sure that it's up to par, make sure visually it looks right, make sure the storyline all fits together and all of that. And I mean, I'm happy with the product. So
you should be. I mean, it's good. What does Aporia actually mean? I don't even know.
Yeah. So I know whenever I put the name on it, it was like I knew it was gonna be like, okay, people gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit?
What?
Basically, it's like an internal contradiction. Like when I came up with the name, I didn't have anything, and I was like, I really want something that means like wanting something and not wanting it at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the whole concept of it, it's like me showing you guys what it's like being an artist and being in a relationship, having a family and all that at the same time, and the shit that comes with that sometimes. And like, you kind of get caught in this back and forth in yourself. Like, I really, as an artist, as this being my passion, like this is something that I really want, but at the same time, it's affecting shit back at the house. It's affecting my girl, my family, and all that shit. And do I really want what comes with that? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, that name just fit perfect with what I was going for as far as that. And I had to Google that shit. I ain't even go front.
Well, whenever you explain, what it actually means, it makes so much sense, and it actually puts the whole visual into perspective of you doing your video shoot and you getting out at 2 a.m. and your chick's getting mad at you and
and she see the old girl.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because my kids seen the shit the other day. They was like, "Daddy, you have a girlfriend?" I was like, "Shut the fuck up." Yeah, so the storyline, it like I said, it's really like based on some real shit that I be dealing with as an artist and being in a relationship. So, my girl is really in the video.
Okay, so that was her.
Yeah.
Okay,
she was in the video.
Not the one that was on the bed.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Just double checking on that one.
Yeah, I'm still getting flack for that shit. So.
I'm sure that was a hard pitch to tell her, like, okay, we're going to have this girl in the video. Yeah. She's going to be half naked. She's going to be on the bed, but I ain't going to be doing nothing, I swear. I'm just going to be sitting there.
Yeah, shout out Kayla D, man. She was super professional. Like, it was all good. It was all love. My lady worked with me through it. So I mean, we
she's on the side just watching.
Oh no, she wasn't there. But,
oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, we worked through it, and she supported it, and help make sure that the video came out dope. She killed her character though. She and she really got into it. Like,
maybe you and her need to get into acting. That's another thing y'all should get into, man.
Maybe her. I was trash.
You don't think you could be an actor?
Man, look, I still think we probably gonna have this coming out soon, but it was gonna be some blooper reels from the shit. When I tell you, like every cut scene from each video, like it's some crazy shit from each one.
It took you like 20 takes.
Man, I remember one of the argument scenes. Like it looks like we arguing, but I'm saying some bullshit.
Hey,
like,
y'all sold it,
man. Fuck you.
Whenever
your mama's pussy smell like fish sticks.
Whenever
bitch,
you're
like,
walking out of the house,
and Funyuns and motherfucking.
Whenever you walked out of the house, you sold it.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, it was dope. She killed her character. She really locked in and made it happen. She really got mad too. Like I was like, we acting, right? She's like, fuck you, motherfucker.
She's getting into character. She's like a method actor.
No, yeah, it was dope. It was a really dope process, and it was difficult for sure. Especially with it being 5 videos. We had multiple different locations, and trying to lock in the venues and all of that, finding spots that fit for what we was going for. The hardest one for me was trying to get the church shot, because I wanted, a Catholic church or something like that with the stained glass and all that. I really knew what I wanted. As far as that goes.
You had to sell it to a church.
Man, trying to get locked in with them, like, it was hard, man.
I feel like that would have been an easier one.
It's not.
Like,
man.
I'd be like, look, this is what you're supposed to be giving and helpful. Just help me out with this one.
I mean, there was the first couple of joints we went to, they was just like, nah, like the content, we don't want to take a chance on that. And the song that we shot there's no like language or anything like that would have been negative, but just like they didn't want to take a chance on that content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hip hop. Like you can't just walk in there and
you can't just demand your way into a church. You gotta
And so
gotta do a little finessing to get into a church.
So, and then there was another spot we went to, which I really wanted to get this spot. It was like huge. It was like wide open, dope scenery. And they was like, you could do it, but you're going to have to get insurance for this whole building.
Ooh.
And it was going to cost me a grip. And I'm like, that's way out of my budget. so
insurance on a building. Damn.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I reached out to my DJ, Triple Eight, which he helped me out with 2 locations for the shoot, and we locked into a spot and we was able to get it done. But it's just like it took us probably overall about a year to get everything shot right.
Damn.
As far as like we sat down, we planned it out, we wrote everything, we storyboarded, and then we started finding spots. The first video we shot was with Hold Up Baby Radio Studios. And they were super accommodating, and we were able to get that done. And then after that is when we started running into the hiccups and everything like that. So it took us a while to get it sorted out. The girl that was in the hotel video, she ended up moving to Vegas randomly. So, so it's like she was supposed to be in 2 videos. It's like, all right, we got to rework the story now and shit like that. So it was just a lot of things that came up, and at the end of the day, we still finished the objective. We was like, we ran into this, but how are we going to fix it? What are we going to do to make it still happen? I didn't let that shit slow us down or stop the product or anything like that. So,
and it's crazy because you see the end result, but a lot of people don't think about what goes into it and how long it actually took.
Yeah.
Because if you would have asked me, it looks like y'all shot that like in a month, like right after another.
I mean, we could have. We for sure could have. It's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Whenever you run into things. And
it's hard, man.
Location scouting and storyboard, just from from the videos that I've done and stuff, is a big part, and that takes up a lot of time.
It does, yeah. And really trying to make sure you have enough footage. Like,
yeah.
I think it's like for every, minute of footage, you need 3 minutes or something like that.
I shoot a lot more.
I mean, the more you have, the better. But It's just like, you finish up and you realize, oh, we missed this. We need to reshoot.
Oh man, that's the worst.
Yeah,
it's the worst of like if you were in the church or something, you can't go back to it and Yeah, it's the worst whenever you see that.
Yeah, luckily, it wasn't that. So, I mean, most of it was like, you know, we finished up, and then like the ending, I didn't like how that looked. So, and then, you know, certain situations we weren't able to reuse the house that we shot at. Mm-hmm. So we had to rework that whole scene and find a new spot to shoot it at.
Oh wow!
So, you know, but I mean, I really got to give a big hat off to my creative director, Nicole Allen Fisher. She was a big part of making this come together. And my videographers, Image Line, they worked with me all the way through the whole shit.
They did great.
Even with my like pickiness at the end. You know what I'm saying? There was little shit that, you know, like you said, I'm a perfectionist, so there was a lot that I'm like, man, this is just bugging me. And they were like, all right, we can fix it. So,
that's great videography work. That's something I looked at, and that's something I was paying attention to.
Yeah, they're super dope. If anybody's ever in Oklahoma City, I strongly urge you to tap in with Image Line Studios. They're super dope. So
I want to find out like what is like the scene like out there in Oklahoma, man. What is the music like out there?
I mean, it's a growing scene. You know, we haven't had anybody that really just made their mark yet and said this is Oklahoma's sound. So I mean, you have a variety of different sounds and people but we have a lot of talent, and that's what's crazy. It's like a lot of people that I run with, it's like, man, I didn't see, like when I was in Dallas, I didn't see that many niggas that was just like raw talent, just dope. It's some spitters out there. It's niggas that's just like, you know, swagging. Like regardless of what you listen to, like it's somebody out there that's got that style that you fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
And I think Oklahoma is so close to the middle of the United States that it's like a melting pot of like the South, and then you have some people who would have like a West Coast sound, or you know, it's just a variety. It's
a lot, yeah. And then like between Oklahoma City and Tulsa, it's so many artists that I'm just like, something's about to pop off. Like our scene has grown a lot. And even from when I got on there, because I'm late to the party. Like, I'm not even going to act like I started this shit. Like, when I came on the scene, it's a spot called Hubbly Bubbly where it's like everybody was going to, you know, hone their craft. Like, it's a small stage. It's a little hookah lounge. People go up there. They do open mics. They do art of rap. We have Heart of Hip Hop where we do a monthly showcase. And it's just like, it's a dope culture where you're able to get feedback from people that, you know, they just being honest and real with you, but it's out of love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's where I really I got on the scene there, and there's like other little spots where I was hitting open mics and shit like that, and just, you know, building my name up out there. And it's a lot going on out there right now where people can just get plugged in and meet people and make connections, network, all of that shit. And it's a dope scene right now. So,
who are some people that we should be looking out for out there in Oklahoma, man?
Man, it's a lot, man. It's really a lot. Like it's you know, some of the people that I really run with, my team, Gorilla Breed. You got Druce Wayne, you got Jim Conway. Who else? My space program family, which I don't know if you've seen that project. That shit was crazy.
I think I seen it.
Yeah. So space program, you got Jacoby Ryan, you got Beatty Man, you got Thomas Who, you got Original Flow. It's a lot of people, man. Southwest Dez, he's actually from Houston, but he's out there too. He's dope. Man, Javon Sparks, that's my dude. It's a lot of artists, bro. Like y'all could tap in with all of them people, and I promise you're not gonna be disappointed.
Everybody, man, tap into all of them. Tap into Deezy. This is a different talking to somebody from Oklahoma, because I don't even know too many rappers that have really popped out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, who big name is from?
I mean, I would say like the biggest names right now that I know of, and this is, you know, again, not no slight to nobody. The biggest names that I know of is, you know, JB. He's got an Emmy, and he's toured. He's been all over the world. So Southwest Dez, you know, he's not originally from there, but he's one of the bigger names. Like I see him, you know, moving a lot. He opens for a lot of the major acts that come in town. And a lot of people from Tulsa, like Steph Simon. I know I'm missing some people, but but I mean, you know, it's a lot of niggas that's really moving and starting to build a buzz. And then we have this new like large project coming out called Fire in Little Africa. That's kind of a commemoration of the Tulsa race riots and everything that I was a part of, and it's like 50 plus artists that's a part of it between Tulsa and Oklahoma, and that shit is good. Like that shit is gonna be crazy. We've already gotten it's already been, you know, mentioned on the Grammy website.
Damn.
You know, it's got notoriety on there and multiple other, you know, major outlets.
So that's gonna be big.
It's coming I think early next year.
Well, I'm gonna be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, so and then the space program, we got another project coming out soon too. So
when y'all know when that's gonna be, or
I don't think we have an official date, but we're aiming for next year as well. So
okay.
Yeah.
I think out of Oklahoma, I remember somebody a while back. I say a while back, but I'm still young, so it was only like maybe 7-8 years ago that I was hearing about this guy Johnny Polygon from out there.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about him. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while, but yeah,
I don't know what he does now, but I mean, I used to jam the shit out of his music. That's
dope. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, he's definitely another notable artist out of there. I don't know him, you know, personally, or you know, I don't know as far as like what he's doing now, but
yeah,
he's definitely an artist that I've seen making traction out there.
I just remember him shouting out Tulsa, Oklahoma in his music.
Yeah.
What are some like go to when if somebody's gonna be visiting Oklahoma? What do you suggest they go do?
I would definitely say pull up to Hubbly Bubbly, man. Like that's one of the dopest like live music spots. It's chill, you know what I'm saying? But you can definitely get in there and just see new artists just put everything out on the stage.
I like that. I like a place where I can go and maybe hear something that I'm gonna fall in love with that I've never heard before.
Yeah, I mean, some of the best artists I've heard out of Oklahoma, I've seen live there. The food is good there. You know what I'm saying?
That's always a plus.
So, and they got hookah, so you know that's a dope spot.
You had me with music and food.
Speakeasy is another dope spot that they got live music there. Usually, we do a lot of shows over there. And it's a dope bar. They always have live music or like comedy shows, little shit going on over there. And then you can always hit the Bricktown scene. They got the clubs down there.
The Bricktown? Is that like
it's like the downtown area.
Oh, okay.
Where they have a little strip of like clubs and bars, all kind of restaurants and all kind of shit over there. So
that's pretty cool. I mean, you think about it, and I don't know how big it is. But in my mind, I always pictured it being like a smaller town, but
like cows and cowboys walking around. And shit.
But no, I mean, apparently there's a big scene out there that I'm learning a lot about today.
Yeah, I mean, the scene is dope. It's definitely growing. Oklahoma City and Tulsa, like they both have really dope music scenes. That's on the rise and really taking off right now. So,
well, let's take it back to the beginning. Did you grow up like around music, or did you, what were some of your influences and stuff coming into that?
I honestly grew up like my mom hates hip hop. She's not a fan. She doesn't come to my show. She doesn't fuck with this shit.
Damn.
But I grew up on old school R&B and like Christian gospel music.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but I was always drawn to music in general. So like, even that, there were certain things about it that I just really was like, this shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like the instrumentation and
the wordplay.
Yeah, just, and then also just like, even with gospel music, like you see how music just moves people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was always drawn to that. But then when I got into hip hop, I think I was like 12 years old. I think the first song I heard was like, I think it was Nas, I Know I Can.
Ooh, the one with the
I Know I Can.
Yeah, it has that sample in there.
Yeah,
it's like
the first. What is it?
First symphony or some shit. Yeah. Some Beethoven shit.
Yeah, that shit. But that's the first song I remember hearing.
It's a great song.
Yeah, and I just like immediately adapted to it. Like I was drawn to it, and I just wanted to learn You know?
Your mom was like, God damn it.
I know I hit, and that's the thing. Like initially, like when I got into hip hop, my first time getting into it, I think I was listening to the radio, and my mom was like, "Oh, you don't need to be listening to this shit." Yeah, so like from then on, I'm like secretly bumping all this shit.
You think you're
like,
doing something real
I'm
bad?
Like, oh, she ain't gonna. I got Red Light District. I got, I got trap music. I got all this shit.
You have it under the mattress. And
so I mean, but I just started grabbing everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was young. I was like 12.
Just absorbing as
I'm
much
just
as you
trying.
can.
I'm trying to get music from everybody. Like anybody that'll give me a CD, I'm like bumping that shit. So I had everything. I had all the Nas tapes. I had fucking Black Star. I had all the T.I. I was a huge T.I. fan back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And like I think after that I got heavy into Lil Wayne. And I was a Wayne head for the longest.
I think everybody was.
I mean, he's undeniable, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can't
deny that he's at the top.
For sure. Like he influenced this whole new generation. He influenced that shit.
And even his last project that he put out was good to me.
I honestly hated it, but
I liked it though. I mean, you're gonna have some people who hate it, some people who like it.
I will be honest. Like the first listen through, I was like, "Oh, this shit trash," and then I saw the video for one of them. And then I started hearing his what he was saying, and I went back and listened to it. And I don't remember what song it was. I think it was like Mary something. I don't know.
I don't remember the name of the songs, but
yeah, but it was like one or two cuts off of there that was cool. But Old Wayne, like all the way up to like Dedication 5 or something like that, like that nigga is untouchable. He has, if you talking just lyrically, he has some of the biggest punchlines.
Oh yeah,
and metaphors out of any artist.
And
like
and any
artist.
Song that he puts out, you can.
Yeah,
you can't even.
He's gonna have one. He's gonna have one in there that you gotta like. Oh shit!
It's a quotable. It's a tweet. It's a Facebook
Everything,
post.
all that, and that's where like that's why I will say he's probably the biggest influence on me, because I kind of give you a mix of what he does mixed with some more conscious type shit a little bit, and like I just as an artist, like I challenge myself to say one line at least in every verse that's gonna make you be like, oh shit.
Make you run that back and you're like, ooh.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite joints I got right now is a feature I did with Oso Cinco. And it's On My Own. We got a video coming soon for that. But it's a line I say in there like, still killing these lames off of them old cuts like I'm Logan.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Like old Logan, like the Wolverine, but I got them old tracks still killing them. Like, yeah, that shit to me, that's one of the craziest lines to me. And then that same shit, I said, fucking man, I cut them off and became to connect like a modem, then did it all on my loans. Like the whole verse from start to finish is crazy, but that's one of my favorite verses because it's some of the best punchlines I think I've had. That's just all crammed into that one verse.
I see a lot of J. Cole and you too, because you do shout out Cole, I think, in one of your songs.
Probably. I'll be forgetting. But I'll say he's definitely an influence. He's one of my favorite current artists.
Yeah.
That I still continuously listen to. So, yeah.
Going on to your page and stuff, man, I see your name is Deezy M3rd.
Yeah.
What is the M3rd?
So the M3rd, whenever I was in Dallas, the crew that I was running with, we used to go by M3rd, and that stood for Mentally Motivated Masterminds.
Oh, okay.
So that's where that came from.
So basically like the M to
the third power.
Yeah, M to the third power.
Yeah. So that's where that came from. I just never changed it, and it's unique. So it's like you ain't gonna get a bunch of other Deezys coming up when you search that.
It's something that just kind of stuck with you since then.
Yeah, I mean, between that and the title of my first EP that I put out in 2017, the Evolve or Decay, like that's two things that I kind of really live by. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as far as Evolve or Decay, that's something that I picked up from one of my mentors, and he just kind of let me run with it because he said that's something I live out. And it's basically like, if you're not in a constant state of growth or pursuing knowledge and growing beyond that where you at, you're basically decaying or just being stagnant.
Yeah, you're just staying.
Yeah, and so for me, that's something that I try to live by the best that I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm constantly trying new things. I'm trying to learn new things. And when you think about it, like, everything around you is always changing. So
yeah,
you know, everything around you is growing. So if you're not growing with that, you just basically gonna get left behind. So that's something that, like I said, I really live by that. And the mentally motivated masterminds just kind of fits into that same, you know, category as far as Evolve and Decay goes. So
and I think, like you said, I think it separates your name from a lot of other people out there. I mean, it's easy to find. One thing I saw whenever I was getting into you is whenever you try to search your music on like Apple Music or something, there's a lot of other Deezys that come up. Is that something that you try to work on, or?
I mean, I am in the future thinking about changing my name or like doing something to separate it so like that doesn't happen. But you know, going through distribution, I have noticed like that's been an issue, and it's something that does bother me as far as like people trying to find my music and searching that, where you really got to type in my name in the project or a song to find my shit. So that's something that I'm definitely.
I think you're mixed up with a lot of like Spanish artists and.
Yeah, I don't know, something. It'd be some corny looking motherfuckers.
Because I'll go to yours and then I go to the artist page or whatever for it.
Yeah, and it's some whole other shit.
And then I'm like, okay, let me listen to this. Wait, this is not him.
Yeah, no. And you can definitely tell the difference when you hear the music, but it's accessibility is a big thing. So like, if people can't find your music easily, 9 times out of 10 they're not gonna continue looking for the shit.
Yeah, it's definitely something that
that's a big thing for me, that in the future, like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, like either just do a name change and pull everything over, or
get yourself like a whole separate artist page that
which I think I may have fixed that on this last release, so then I can just put Apple Music, like Spotify is, you know, for people that's not in music or whoever's watching, like when you do a distribution, you know, I use CD Baby for my distribution.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
With Spotify, it's super easy. Like if your music's under the wrong artist, you just put your artist information in there, click the song that's on the wrong person, and it immediately moves it over. Apple Music is a whole motherfucking process. Like, if you don't already have an artist page on there, you can't create an artist page.
Ooh.
And you also can't, if your music, like, okay, my bad, if your music's already assigned to an artist, you can't create an artist page to pull that music. And you can't pull the music without an artist page. So it's
Apple
like,
would have to be making
stupid
shit so difficult.
I don't understand it. But now, you know, with this, like I said, with this latest release, I should be able to get everything situated on that, which that is something that I was working on previously, but it's just it was super difficult. So
well, with this latest project, you said it was a visual release, right? So you did the visuals, and then now you're gonna be dropping everything soon.
Yeah, it's actually out now.
Okay, so it's out now.
I haven't promoted it yet because it literally just happened.
Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I really wanted to push the visuals first and let those get their own light and do what they're supposed to do, and then also, you know, I've never pushed a YouTube channel before. Yeah. So that was something that I tried different with this too, where I'm trying to funnel everything into YouTube and I'm building a following on there. So that's another reason why I wanted to really just let the visuals be themselves and do their own thing first before I do the digital release, and kind of build up a following on YouTube. So I
feel like YouTube's a whole different game of trying to build a following on.
Yeah,
it's so much harder.
I think the rules of social media still apply, like exactly the same. It's just you got to put the time in. Yeah, and everybody tells you it's all about consistency. So
that's true. That's what I lack. I'm trying. I'm working on it, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's really my thing as far as doing the visuals, and that you can see in the last, I want to say, year, you know, I've dropped a lot of visuals the last year between freestyles, and you know, I started a series called The Vault, where I'm bringing up old content or stuff that wasn't used and shooting a video to it and releasing it, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I had the visual project, so and I'm bringing the vault back this year as well. So it's something that I can do continuously and always have visual content, because the era that we in and the time that we in, you have to have visuals. Bro.
Yeah,
you can't do just I put a link here, go click the link and listen to my music. Like, people want to see something with that.
And a lot of people are visually, looking for something.
Yeah.
And if you just have a song, I mean, that's good.
Your music good. Yeah. I mean, it sucks as an artist. Like, a lot of people, some people just aren't, they either don't have the budget to do it, or that's just not what they want to do. And as an artist, you got to step out of your comfort zone. You got to push yourself. You got to try new things. And that's one of the things for me that this year and last year that I've really been focusing on, is doing more visuals, getting out of the city and doing, getting out of the city and hitting new areas, meeting new people, and just pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and trying to expand. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's mostly what being an artist is, actually stepping out of your comfort zone, doing a lot of stuff that normal people don't do. Normal people don't lip sync to a song in front of a camera or do something on, the side of the road somewhere, because it has a cool background to it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that. And then being an artist, that's something you have to step out and go do it. And like you said, I feel like a lot of people, some people don't.
Yeah, some people don't. I mean, some people are just naturally like that, where they have no problem doing that. But then there's other artists, and I'm like I said, I kind of keep to myself in my personal life. But when I'm on the scene, like, it's business.
It's like a switch that flips.
You gotta know how to turn it on. If that's not you, if that's not naturally your personality, you gotta know how to turn that shit on, because you'll miss an opportunity doing that. Like, I just did a show in Kansas where, what I'm saying, we opened for Fredo Bang, and then that was Manhattan, and then we did another show in Kansas City, and what I'm saying, each spot we going up to people, we handing out flyers, we like chopping it up with people and just meeting random people. We went in a bar, I think it was in Kansas City, we went in a bar, we looking for food, and we randomly just start talking to people in the bar, and they start taking pictures with us and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll miss those connections with people if you timid and scared to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? And it's been dope being able to push myself outside of that, because I'm honestly, I have my moments where I'm really loud and out there, but for the most part, I like to keep to myself. I
get a couple of drinks in me. I'm gonna be out the most.
Man, I've been sipping all morning, so I just came down. God damn it.
But that's something I've had to work on myself. I mean, even doing media, one of the reasons I started the show is because I hated how shy I was. I never went out. I mean, or I'd go out and I'd always stand in the back.
Right.
And I started the show. I forced myself to do it. And it's something that you get better at over time. Yeah. It gets easier. The first time is always going to be weird for somebody just going up to somebody and talking to them.
Right.
But over time, I mean, especially whenever you're pushing a great product, if you have good music, you're confident in your music.
Yeah.
You go out there, you're going to push it. It gets easier every time.
But see, that's the thing for me. Like, I've never liked, I don't like feeling like I'm selling somebody on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to show it to them, and they just naturally want it. So, like, even when I was selling my music, like, I'd be like, yo, you like hip hop music? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'll be like, yo, peep this shit out. And so then they listen to it, they'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't just run up on people and be like, oh, buy my shit. You know what I'm saying? Or even in a conversation, like, we'll chop it up, and we might be talking about something completely different, and then, it'll come up that I do music, and then people, oh shit, let me check your shit out. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make it a more natural thing versus me trying to force or sell people on shit, because I feel like it's easier to get them to buy into you if it's a natural thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, you bring people in, you kind of, you have a conversation. People don't want to be bombarded with, hey, I got this music, man, check it out. No, I mean, you have a conversation, and they might, buy it just off of, oh, this guy was cool. He came over here. We just chopped it up, and he didn't even try to sell me his music, but
the shit was fucking fire.
Yeah, exactly. So, getting into you talked a little bit about Gorilla Breed,
right?
What is like the backstory on that? How did you come into that? And
yeah, man. Gorilla Breed, that's the fam, bro. Like I said, when I first moved out to Oklahoma, I didn't know anybody, and I was there when I moved there in 2010, I think. But the first couple of years I was there, I was driving back to Dallas every week, bro. I didn't know anybody. I wasn't on the music scene. I didn't know anything that was popping out there.
How far is that drive?
It's 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Okay, so it ain't.
It wasn't, but it was easy. And I would go back to Dallas, and me and my niggas, we post up I'd bring all my equipment. We post up in the hotel, smoked out, and record all fucking day.
That sounds like a whole scene right there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's my niggas, bro. That's my day one niggas, and they still rocking with me. So, but yeah, after a while, you know what I'm saying, I had a little girl, so I had to chill out on that. And so I started focusing. I got away from doing recording music, and I started going to school at ACM. I got a degree in music production, and was focusing more on that, doing live sound and everything like that, and just kind of stepped away. And so it's random. One day I'm in the barbershop, and Jim Conway comes in. My barber is like, "Yo, you do music, you dope. He do music, he dope. Y'all need to do something." So we right there in the barbershop, we just start ciphering right there, pop off, and we just immediately had a dope respect for each other as lyricists and as artists. And I'm saying we both snapping back and forth, going off. And so, you know what I'm saying, we exchanged information and nothing happened. You know? So this is I don't remember when this was. I think it was 2015 or something like that. So a couple months go by, and then we back in the barbershop, same situation. They're like, "Yo, you dope, he dope. Why y'all ain't worked together yet? What's poppin'?" He's like, yeah, this nigga fire. Yeah, we gonna work. We gonna do something. And so my barber's like, "Yeah, man, he say that to everybody. He ain't about to do nothing." But he called me, and so he's working on his album called Rap Suicide. He's like, "Yo, I want you to do a feature on it." And so we link up. I murder the shit. You know what I'm saying? We get in the studio. That was my first time meeting Reggie, my producer.
Okay.
And he approached me about this Gorilla Breed idea after that. He was like, "Yo, I like what you do. I like your drive. And I got this idea for a collective. You know, we basically come together, and you know, these are people that's trying to push and really putting something into their content. We all gonna come together and support each other and build basically a hub for artists to elevate themselves." You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was me, Jim Conway, and Triple Eight were the first three people that was a part of it. And then he grabbed other people like Drew Swain and Bishop, Nolo, who's a producer. He's a super dope producer out of Oklahoma City. And, you know, several other people that was brought in. And, excuse me. Yeah, we just kind of formed a unit. And it's more of a collective. It's not like a label or, you know, anything like that. We just basically support each other and help push each other's content and show up for each other whenever it's needed. And we become a family, you know what I'm saying? So it's anything that nigga need, bro.
I always say that you're any artist or anybody doing anything is as strong as the team they got behind them.
Yeah, and my team's strong.
Exactly. I was about to say
Arnold Schwarzenegger ass shit.
I was about to say, it seems like you have a solid team behind you.
Yeah, man, like without Jim Conway and Triple Eight, really, and like the rest of the team, without them, like some of the things that we've done would just not be possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, like, I'm gonna do the shit regardless. Like, I'll do the shit by myself. I don't care. I've done it by myself. I'll continue to do it by myself. But having those people that's behind me, and whenever I need them or just need advice, anything, you know, Triple Eight will drop anything he's doing to pull up. And you know, I that's somebody that I hold close, and Jim Conway too. You know, he's somebody that'll do whatever it takes to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to have them rocking with me.
That's pretty dope. Hey, shout out to everybody out there in Gorilla Breed, man.
Shout out my niggas.
Hey, y'all doing something. Y'all definitely
shout out Gorilla Breed.
Hey, y'all definitely onto something. So the first time I actually heard you, it was your song "One Day."
Classic, Joe.
Yeah, classic. I feel like that one's gotten a lot of push, as far as in the Evolve or Decay. I feel like that one was a standalone song. That
it was, like, honestly, because that's not even the single I put out, and that's what's crazy. I put the first song I released off of the album was Waves.
Yeah.
And that's the one that we, released it on 104.9, the radio out there. And it got some play, like it did all right, but I was between Waves and One Day for the single, and everybody was like, "Nah, Waves is the one, man. Waves is the one." I was like, "Man, I don't know. I feel like One Day is just that one. Like people gonna relate to it, and it's just catchy. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
So, but we put Waves out, and it did good. It got a good response. But One Day, ever since then, like it's just one. Like I don't care what room I'm in. I don't care what stage I'm on. Where I'm at. That shit rocks the motherfucking room, bro. Like
it's relatable, and even like whenever I have my stuff on shuffle, it'll come up in the morning. I'm like, all right, this shit finna motivate me for the day. I don't care what I'm going through today. Today is gonna be a fucking good day.
It's crazy too, cause like when I wrote that song, I was really at a point where I was about to just say, I was ready to say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And I was about to just give up. Because everything wasn't going my way. I hadn't put anything out in a while. And it was just hard to get back into the shit. And then something just told me, like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, you done put way too much work into it. You've been grinding too long. Like, it's gonna take some more work. Like, everything worth having take work. But it's gonna happen one day. And so that hook just came, and like, when like something just naturally just flow out, it's meant to be, and that shit just came like easy. I didn't have to think about the words; it just fucking flowed out. And bro, like, what we 3 years later,
and it's
I could do that shit right now in Oklahoma City, and that shit will rock. Like, niggas ain't tired of it. I did this shit at they had the Poetry and Chill. It's a dope little outlet out there too. But they had their 2nd year anniversary, big auditorium shit. I had 2 songs and I fucking shut that shit down.
I think whenever you're getting into your music, that's a great starting point.
Yeah.
Of whenever somebody's gonna hear your music, that kind of sums up like who you are, and it shows your drive, it shows your lyrical ability, it shows that you could fucking have a melody to a song.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, that's the very first music video I ever shot too.
Really? That was the first one?
Very first
and
one.
You threw a little skit in there and everything. You did some acting on that one.
I always try and bring something different. I don't like being an artist that just fits in with what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? And even at the level that I'm at, the budget that I have, you know what I'm saying? I'm paying for all this shit out of pocket. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, you always gonna get something that's different, or me pushing the envelope for what I'm trying to do. So,
what do you think? Kind of was like the progression between EOD and Aporia.
I think it was the situation. You know what I'm saying? When I did EOD, I was in kind of I was in an elevation. You know what I'm saying? I was transitioning, like that was my first time being on the radio, and I had just moved into a new job where I was making more money than I've ever seen in my life. Like, stupid money. Like, I was deleting niggas' numbers. I was like, you don't got this many zeros. I don't fucking know you, nigga.
you on some hype shit. You hyping yourself up.
You know what everybody says? Hey, when you make it, don't forget about me. I forgot all of them motherfuckers. I don't know you niggas.
Delete new phone. Who
Remember
this?
when I said I was gonna remember you? I fucking lied.
I changed my number and everything. Yeah. Ain't nobody getting a hold of me.
I'm bullshitting, but nah, it was just like that, and then my relationship was on. We was just coming out of going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything for me was just an elevation. I was reading a lot and learning a lot of things and challenging myself, and I was really just seeing everything come into fruition. And it's a song on there called Putting On, where I think the first verse I'm like, dang, I forget the lyrics. The way we working, man, this gonna be a fire year. Take it to another level, up echelon. Draped up, dripped out in designer gear. I'm talking hard work, long days, long nights. But that ain't really something niggas trying here. Go from trying to peep game to we run the game. From riding on the pine to a pioneer. Like all of that whole first shit. When I tell you like that whole shit came to fruition after that. Like
I think that's a song that I was listening to before you got here. That has a lot of little Houston references to it, kind of dropped in there. Yeah, okay.
Bit, yeah. But yeah, all of that shit came crazy after that. Like I had a listening party, and then my dude from 104.9 was there, and shout out Mike Ipone. That's my bro, my domino partner, my nigga. But yeah, he was fucking with the whole album, and he's like, yo, I want to have you on. And so that's my first introduction to being on the radio. And, you know, we dropped the song off of there. That shit was doing well. And then I had my release party after that. It's packed out crazy. And I'm talking like, I ain't even been on the scene that long, and motherfuckers knew every word to some of the songs. And I was like, it shit blew my mind. And so that shit happened. And then I immediately after that move out to Florida to work. So, and then while I'm gone, they drop another song off of the album on the radio. And so like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like everything that I had been working for, everything that I was saying in the music, it's like coming out, and it was a crazy feeling. And then I'm like gone, and I'm like, oh shit.
You're not even there to
yeah. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm gone, like everything about to go to shit. And so like I'm gone for like 6 months, and then I come back, and it's like the love's still there. People still know all the words to this shit, and I'm just like, man, this shit is crazy. So it's a crazy feeling, man. Yeah.
That's a good feeling whenever you know you can step away for a little bit and you come back and it's the same love that's always been there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like me coming from Dallas where it's like, oh, it's the city I hate, like niggas ain't fucking with your shit. And then for me to go to Oklahoma and people's like, oh, niggas in Oklahoma don't fuck with each other. And then it's like, I don't see it. Like the love I've been receiving been crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I always fuck with Oklahoma for that. So.
I guess it's the people that you surround yourself. You surrounded yourself with good
it's
people.
A lot, yeah, it's some real ass niggas that I run with.
I'm sure there's those people out there that see what y'all are doing and hating like a motherfucker. But
I mean, it is. We see it, but I mean, for the most part, like the people that I typically interact with and that I bring in closer to my circle, it's solid people. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when a nigga on some shady shit.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's
the
solid
vibe ain't
people
right
like
you
know, my space program family, like my Gorilla Breed niggas, a lot of other people that's on the scene that's just solid people. You know what I'm saying? So
I think one thing that I did notice from EOD to Aporia is you got more lyrical. You got your delivery and stuff. Just seems like you transitioned into a whole new way of writing and structuring your music.
I definitely tried something different with Aporia, you know what I'm saying? And when I was writing it, you know, you got your hits like counted up, like that shit is just fucking shit up right now. But you know, the songs kind of in the middle, I knew like this ain't gonna be for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that, but this is for me. So you know, it spoke to me and it meant something to me to put that into the lyrics and the content. And, you know, whoever relate to it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. So, you know, I did more melodic shit, you know, a little bit. And, you know, at any moment I could jump into that lyrical bag, but it's just really pushing myself to try different things, you know.
And you said it's not something that everybody's gonna, you know, like or whenever they hear, but I think it goes back to what you said of like you're gonna do this regardless. Music is for you. Music is like your outlet pretty much. So
that's how I feel, and that's how it's always been for me. You know, like as an artist, it took me some time to really find myself in my voice and what I wanted to bring to the table. You know, coming up and me getting into hip hop late, like, you know, I'm looking at what they rapping about, how they rapping, what they doing, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that. But that's, at this point, I know who I am as a person and as an artist, and what my story is, what I bring to the table, and it's just as dope, if not doper, than what they bring to the table. So it's what they went through is their story, and whoever's supposed to relate to that is going to relate to it.
Yeah.
And who's supposed to relate to what I'm going through and what I'm bringing to the table is going to relate to that. And that's why you have different artists, why you have people that bring different flavors and shit like that.
Everybody's going to find something that they could gravitate to, because not everybody's going to relate to everything, but you find the people that relate to you and the people that actually fuck with the music that you do, and then that's all you need. You got your core fan base right there.
Yeah. Thanks.
So let's close it out a little bit, man. Where can everybody find you? Where the music and what you got going on next?
Excuse me, my bad. I've been drinking. You can follow me on all social media at Deezy_M3RD. That's DEEZY_M3RD. Like he said, my 2 EPs are out right now. Evolve or Decay and Aporia are both out on all digital platforms right now. And my single Rollin', which is featuring Split Personality, that's out on all digital platforms as well. You can find me on all social media. Tap in with me. Like I said, I got a lot of new content that's coming out this year. I got new videos. We bringing the vault back. So be looking out for that. And the website is coming soon too. So
hey, be on the lookout, man. A lot of things coming. A lot of things already out there. Go check out Aporia. Go check out EOD, Evolve or Decay. Go check it out. Check out the music on all platforms. We out here. Deezy, all the way from Oklahoma, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming by. We were trying to set it up for a while, but finally.
What has it been, like a year or something?
Yeah, it's been about a year we've been trying to get this together. But, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay slum.